Thanks, guys. Say hi.
Hi.
That was very enthusiastic. Is that V8 swap? That is a V8 swap bug eye. I don't know how to take that. Nice Fozzie right here. So wait, where did Carl say their tent? Is this their tent over here? Yeah, this is their tent. You got her? And here we go. Carl, say hi. How come you didn't bring the EJ2OX here?
I got the dump truck.
It's got the dump truck and the free candy van, apparently.
Yeah, that is.
Free candy van's gonna win best in show or creepiest in show, one of the two. This is actually really nicely done. This is Carl's friend Neil, who has been working on this car for quite some time. Huh? Of course.
Yeah, it's like the body kit.
It's probably
Yeah,
more
the
than
body
that
kit.
now.
I'm not too familiar with Tommy Cara. I haven't had time to research it yet.
Supra. We got McLaren just chilling right here. This I gotta take a look at. I believe this is 720. Yep, 720. Excuse me, guys.
There you go, man. I'm gonna bring them this way. Thank you, sir. You guys take care.
I don't know if you can see the paint that well through the camera, but that is like chameleon. Like, look over here, it looks kind of green, and there it looks pink. It's really, really cool. The paint alone just had me. The fact that it's a McLaren, come on now. Presented by Subaru and Subaru. S15 right here. RB25. There's that 8.6. Let's check out the 8.6. Completely gutted. Just a fuel cell in the back. Wheels on there. Got the Skyline.
There's still seats available for our first tech seminar of the day in the Learning Center starting in just a minute. Today's first tech seminar.
Sorry about that. No, you're good, you good. Alright, let's check out the inside now with the bright seats. Big wang. Little drift tap action on this thing. Look at that. Shoot up. Alright, so this is going to be the official ride along with Scott Speed, which if you don't know who Scott Speed is, look him up because he is an absolute legend rally driver. He's doing ride alongs with the WRX TS. We also have the Autocross cars doing their, I guess these are pre-laps, right, Justin? They're kind of like feeling out the track, so they're not like official times or qualifiers or anything like that yet. They're just doing their thing, kind of feeling out the track, seeing what it's all about. Hopefully you guys can hear me through this freaking helmet. that's awesome. You can see a Baja. It's a Baja Blast Baja.
Oh my god, is that Baja?
Baja Blast Baja.
My boyfriend missed it. Babe. It's a Baja.
So that is the stopping point. That's why these people are going around here slow, because then when they finish the lap, they're coming into the pits and not going in hot. Look at that Baja now. It's actually doing pretty good with it too. And that is a non-turbo model.
He said it's a Baja. Well, that's Baja.
That Baja is having a blast. Joe,
Ready for this, man?
Joe, would you say that Baja was having a blast? The jokes don't get any better. They only get worse as the day goes on.
That's how it's supposed to be, though.
Yeah.
Next up will be dad jokes.
Dad jokes?
That's right. Grab his I'll walk around the back, actually. I'll be smart about it. Did you have fun, Phil?
I had fun.
Woohoo. Smells like tires in here. I love it. Hello.
How you
I'm
doing?
James. Nice to meet you.
What's
Big fan of yours.
What's your name?
James.
James, nice to see you.
I can just use a regular seatbelt?
Yep.
Okay, cool. You don't mind if I film, do you?
Not at all.
Awesome.
Where are you from, James?
From Poughkeepsie, New York.
Okay.
I'm a part of 845 Subi. You've probably seen us kind of harassing you guys over the tents and stuff like that. I apologize in advance for that.
Well, that's why we're here.
Alright, for you guys watching on video, we are in the infield of the track right now. These are all the autocross cars. And what's cool is we actually get bumped to the front of the line because they're trying to get the ride-alongs through. Cutsies. And now once we take off here, you're probably going to hear me go silent because I'm going to try not to shit my pants. And this is the new WRX TS for those that are watching. We'll get to see what this thing can really do with the professional driver at the wheel. Full digital gauge there.
Nice. Ready?
Yes, sir. Seats really do hold you in place, I have to say. We are skidding the back end of the car out right now. Woo! How are you? There's that tail end lash again. That was awesome. Best 40 seconds of my life.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're so welcome. Have a great day.
You as well. Dude, it's awesome. Yeah. Oh, you got to do rap on Betty over there. He's got the 6-cylinder RS.
He's like, all right, we're gonna go.
Alright guys, so it is time for one of the largest segments that I've had on my show. That's kind of the bread and butter of my channel, and that is the back lot bonus. So we're going to start in this side here. We've got some bikes and stuff over there. We got some WRXs, but I spotted a buddy of mine who I did a solo of his car, so we're going to go directly to his car right now, if you'll indulge me. Oh, wait. Anyway, so let's do Bucky Bell. We got some cool GCs over here and shit like that. But what we're gonna go check out first is, if you've seen my Going Postal video, the car that was featured in that was a buddy of mine who goes by the name of Smiley. It's his last name. This is his Legacy Postal. I'm glad to see it back. Looks like he's got some more stickers since the last time I filmed it. Hopefully he got a new U.S. Postal Service banner on the side. Yes, he did, because his original one was stolen. But this is his wagon. We get to see it again. And yes, that is right-hand drive because it is a postal wagon, so they use these in rural postal areas of the U.S. as a mail carrier. There's the original tags from it. We got a pretty cool GF wagon next to it with the yellow JDM seats inside. I think the yellows were more common in Australia, right? So quote me on that one, yes or no, Nick. Also shout out to my friend Nick, who's operating the camera for me right now as I'm sitting here bullshitting.
No idea, honestly. I'm not sure.
I'm almost certain that they did the yellows more commonly in Australia. But maybe the owner of this will watch this and be able to correct me on that, because they'll probably know about it if they own it, you know what I'm saying? So let's check out this blaze yellow now. This will be the second blaze yellow we're looking at today. It's pretty nicely done. He's got a full road cage in there. Everything's kind of emptied out. While we're doing this, because this is a huge lot to roll through, but you know, we'll go through this here. Nice STI chilling here. He's got the yellow bulbs, full carbon fiber in the front. Looks like NK wheels, NT03s. Looks like not the M's though, because the M's are more convex, or actually no, concave rather. Concave, not bad. And then of course version 2 STI chilling right here. On this one, I don't want to overlook that either. That's also right-hand drive. Looks like it's got a 22D bumper on it, but not the fenders. Wasn't this Amethyst Pearl the name of it? I'm almost dead set. This is definitely 93. This color was only 93. Pretty sure it was called Amethyst. Twistedcolor, I believe.
I forgot.
This is not Arcadia. I'm not really sure. This looks like the same teal your SVX was there.
It's Aegean green?
Maybe, yeah.
Aegean blue?
Yeah, that sounds right. I always forget that exists.
Yeah, I think it is. I'm pretty sure about it.
Check out this bug eye right here. It's got the JDM headlights and stuff like that. It's got a nice front mount. Blue RS right there. The hood's seen better days, but the rest of the paint seems alright on it. Wu-Tang for life. Let's pop over this side. Looks like they're getting ready to do the exhaust. So we're gonna kind of do a lightning round through this road here, so this way we can get up over on the hill. Nice orange VB in the mix of four-wheel style ones. Second gen Outback. Well, technically that'd be a first gen Outback, second gen. Couple of GF wagons.
West for 6 months. How are you doing? Like I just shipped a set of wheels to Cali and it's like $300.
That pro drive seat's
Crazy. And that was through like an account.
Oh, that's the Pro Drive lift too. And the fog light covers. That's all Pro
They're doing all
Drive.
these new cars.
Good stuff.
Jordan.
Got an H6 swap in this one right here. Royal blue. Again, shout out Smiley. Getting to see your car again. Hopefully I'll run it here inside the show again. If not, you know where to turn to. This is really cool. So this is a right-hand drive GF wagon. Legit. Notice the window switches on the door panel. I always thought that was cool on those. 3-spoke wheels on the subroof. For those that don't know, that was Saab and Subaru along with GM's merger of a vehicle in 2005, 2006. And that is what they call the 92X Aero, which is basically a different bumper on a WRX. That's about all that's different. Oh, the taillights are a little bit different and stuff like that. But otherwise, yeah, it's a bumper. Anything that like is super rare that kind of pops is what I'm looking for in the back lot here, trying to keep things what's the word I'm looking for, keep things interesting, not, you know, so that you guys are seeing the exact same stuff. Although I'm digging those NK wheels on this right now. That is a really good combo, a really good stance. I like that. What else we got? Also, I think now is a good time to say I definitely want to throw a shout out to Subi Mods because they are awesome. They have been sponsoring, or they are going to be sponsoring our race division, our team race division. So when we finally do settle on a race car and start needing parts for it, they're going to be one of the people that we are going to be doing business with, and they are great. Also, Overtake USA, love those guys. Definitely go hit them up. This is a pretty cool wrap that we got on here. It's kind of like, if you've seen our club president's car, Jay, his STI, it's kind of like the same, similar color as his. Unfortunately, I don't feel like the camera does these wraps justice. They tend to look more blue. This is really nicely done. I like this. With the Death Wish banner on there. That's pretty cool. So I think we're gonna do is the Murder Hill now because I'm fat and I'm not gonna want to do this later. So with that being said, let's check out this Army Green Fozzie right here, first gen Forester. So these are a lot of cars that are generally like overlander cars, you know, ones that are lifted, have some mud tires on them, stuff like that, more like an off-road inspired type of feel. But every now and then you get this Forester that's slammed. You know, you'll get a couple of things like that. So, it's pretty cool. You heard that bang in the background, that was not a gunshot, just an after fire from Bucky Lasek doing his thing on the track. So, move up here a little closer now. We got the graffiti rock. That has to do with, I think, like concerts and stuff like that that used to be over here. I could be wrong. We're holding it cocked. But, so anyway, I'm going to... I'm kind of attracted to these pink WRX over here, so I kind of want to go take a look at it and see what the rap's all about this on it. Looks like they got a Parker cover hood. As you can tell, I'm winded from going up the hill. Yeah, I need to hit the gym, I know. Alright, let's check out what they got. They got the brace in there, the badges, grill, I'm liking that. Fully rack on the top. Even the mirrors wrapped everything. Same back trunk with the duckbill, or the ducktail rather, like Jay's car. Pretty nicely done, single exit exhaust. See what else we can get. I actually really like the Wilderness Package blue. I kind of wish they would use that blue on like a special edition STI or WRX or something like that, just for shits and giggles. That like that blue that you see over here. But I don't know. I think it's a fire blue and it needs to be used on more than just like the Outback and the truck stuff. But in limited quantity, make it special. Chaser over here? Soar? No. Soar is 2-door. Is that 2-door? No, it's 4-door. Chaser. But Chaser and the Soar from that generation had basically the same front end. Like the bumper and stuff like that was very similar, although that's an aftermarket bumper on that. So that's pretty cool. We're going to be looking at one of probably many non-Subarus. There's also a GTI 7.5 next to it, Mark 7.5. Got bright seats in here and everything. This is looking pretty nice. I'm liking the wheels that are on it. Definitely cool. Cool to see these. I always like these big boaty sedans. What do you think? Should we go back down the hill or should we go around this way? Because there's really not much over here. It's more cluttered that way this year. Honestly, from the looks of things, the way they parked everybody this year was a lot more organized and a lot closer together, so maybe we'll be able to get through this lot without missing too much and me not dropping dead from walking 6 miles worth of rows. But yeah, this is really cool. I'm liking this Forester right here. So I got a cool second gen Legacy that I want to take a look at. It's that like in between purple, burgundy, whatever color that they came in from those years. It's more of a purplish in my opinion, but the paint flake has more of a red to it. Now, we did see this here last year. That was up towards the front lot more. Wheels, got my brakes on it. Nicely done. That's pretty cool though. I didn't know that might have gotten repainted because I'm pretty sure the SUSs did not come in that color, or first color like that. Pretty sure. But that's cool. It's got the L7 embroidery. Excuse me. That's pretty sick. Here? I know that it was to start with, right? It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Okay, see, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure they didn't come in that purpley color. Nope. But that looks like that same color that like the B4 RSK from that, or the GTB rather, came in. So very, very similar.
Yeah, the new Outbacks come in a similar color too.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, they got the same brakes I have. Well, I got a WRX. I used to have. I had a couple of Legacies, mainly third gens. But yeah, you know, anything second gen, third gen tends to be where I.
Same here.
Yeah. Good stuff, man.
Thank you very much.
Let's see what else we find. Another Super. It's all the new A90 Supers that we're seeing. to see me out. That is one thing that I will say is that you will find here and there other non-Subaru vehicles at these meets, and nobody cares. Nobody's like dogging on people about it or anything like that. I mean, unless it's like your inner circle and you're just kind of like being dicks to each other, that's different. But yeah, it's not like nobody's shunned. Nobody's like shied away from it or anything. Bring whatever you want to bring. If you want to just for one day even just be a part of the Subaru community and see what it's all about and stuff like that, here we are. Which I think is really, really cool. Really cool about the Subaru community here. So that is a WRX that they put the STI spoiler on. So they got the WRX lip underneath the wing, but it's actually pretty. I do like the red, I have to say. I like a lot of colors on cars now. You can't go by me. I think it's all great. Digging this wrap that's on this. Looks like a WRX, my goodness. Yeah, I'm thinking it's a WRX though. Potentially some work wheels on it. Looks like. With the 50 blue tow hook. Certain angles, it almost looks like Subaru's Newport blue, but then there's like a green hue to it, and definitely a lot more metallic. I like it. Nice and tough. See what else we can get ourselves in trouble with. Alfa Romeo. Hey, don't you want one of those, Nick? Not that SUV though. Are you afraid to add to it? Alright, pretty nice second gen Forester up ahead. We're gonna go take a look at that. Actually, yeah, this Impreza wagon here, that's a pretty cool lip kit on the front of it. I've not seen that before yet. I didn't really made anything like that. Cross-track wheels on this Bucky WRX, that's interesting. The big STI Brembos on this Forester right here. Awesome looking lights. With the light brows. And Amy on it. Less and less as the years go on, finding like, you know, like the first gen legacies and stuff like that. But I'm happy to see that we still run into quite a few like second gen, third gens here and there. But you know, the main scene right now is a lot of VAs, a lot of VPs, and stuff like that. Mainly VAs. VAs is still a pretty relevant generation of them. Yeah, we're definitely gonna go over to that in a few minutes. We're gonna look at this red Legacy over here. So that's like an 05 Legacy. This one here, we're gonna segue over to a brilliant red Impreza coupe. Nick and I do love the GC body Imprezas. Now, when I'm saying GC body Imprezas, I'm talking about the fact that they go by the GC tag in Japan. But over here, this would be a GM body. But because they are supposed to be GC chassis,
Pretty clean, no rust.
a little bit. Barely any, but maybe a little bit. Alright, so we got a GC that is not wide body, but it does have the 22B style front bumper on it. It's obviously a replica kit. Looks like it's been resprayed, matched. It is right-hand drive, so that's pretty cool. So it looks like it's probably a right-hand drive like WRX or something like that.
Antenna in the back.
Yeah, it does have the antenna in the back. majority of the, okay, so this is the thing now. The majority of them have the antenna up on the A-pillar. So this is the second one we've seen that's got the antenna in the back now.
Hold on. That doesn't. Yeah. Okay.
So hit me up in the comments section, anybody that may own that car. Tell me something about that. If that was like a relocate or something like that, that was like a popular thing at one point. See the nerdy shifter in there? The black one's pretty nice. Swing back around. Check out the computer, see if we can come with that. Which might be what I hear running. But it's got like this awesome green wrap on it, so we're gonna check that out. That is interesting. With that antenna thing, I have not seen that yet, and I've been following these cars for a very long time. Yeah, this one's got some fender itching, but looks like a Rock 20 kit or possibly a Rock 20 replica. I could be wrong.
What about that lip kit?
Oh yeah, let's go check this out now. It's the extreme work in progress. I just like to point out that they got a kid's car seat in there, so they know how to get down. Take the kids on a fun ride, start them around. It's a factory 5 kit car over here, looks like. A lot of people put like Subaru engines in them. It's like you build it yourself type of deal. Hyundai Elantra N over here. Good possibility that is 6-speed manual. They do come manual. And apparently they are pretty fun to drive. I have yet to drive one myself. Let's not get run over. Alright. We're moving right along. I apologize for pausing in my speeches here, but I am also trying to scope out the lot at the same time. And unfortunately, I have really bad ADD, so I lose my train of thought very quickly. So I'll be talking about a car and be like, ooh, a squirrel. Check out the white bars we pull off the trailer. Or they're putting it back on the trailer, actually. Pretty sick. Simple and clean. Check that out, and then I think maybe we'll go down this line. Cool stuff out here. Where'd you and Carl park this time?
Over there.
Oh, you're down that way. I thought you were like right over here. If this is the same one that I've seen the past couple of years in a row, I think they have a real genome exhaust on it. SGI genome, that was a cool collaboration from the what, early 2000s into the mid. Now you can see the writing on it. It's not a genome. It looks like it. Might be like someone's. Cool though. Here we go. Let's see what else we got. Got a cool gray down here that we can look at. Or wow, that part of the parking lot is still flooded out. Check that over there. Straight water. So this area was completely flooded yesterday. It's an old 240Z over there, looks like. Dots in here in this country, and you saw it everywhere else before. At least at the time. It was. We got a lot of cars in one city that way. That's cool. The exhaust just chilling on the top of this. So that's gonna probably be a 1.8 turbo in there. Mark 4.
Might be wrong, it's a diesel.
Oh, is it a diesel? Okay.
I think.
I was guessing it was going to be like a 1.8 because I see a lot of people do that. Yeah. Feel like when I there, 37 is leaving. Stance GTI. Yes, I'm saying stance. That's awesome on that yellow. It's pretty chill. We got an old Volvo 240 over here with the brick, aka. Alright, now that we took a brief break from Subarus, let's get back to Subarus. Second gen Legacy over there, Legacy GT. Where are you pointing?
Evo.
That's right. Legacy GT. Work in progress on the fender cancer that those usually have, but this is pretty cool. T5 GT, so this is probably stick on this side. I like the wheels on it. Okay. Can't win them all. Although, I do have to say there are a few cars out there that I would rock on that. A few. Since it's fresh in my head, and talked about like that Infinity that I saw, I believe there are Infinity models that I would rock on automatic because that's what they only come in. Got a nice GS300 over here. I always like these cars. So, the majority of them, if you're seeing 300, that means that they came with the 2JZ engine non-turbo. If you see ones that are 400, then those actually had the V8 engine that was also in the SC400 and the LS400 and so on and so forth. Slight changes here and there, stuff like that, but otherwise pretty much the same stuff. These cars are pretty cool. Rear-wheel drive. And to my knowledge, they were only offered in automatic here in this country, so this is one of those cars that I would probably rock in automatic because you don't really have a choice. Although some beg to differ, there's always a choice. I do hear that. Really? Did he really do that in front of the cop? Anyway, so now we got a newer GR86 over here that's got a nice wrap on it. It's very multicolor, like oil slicky looking. A lot of greens and blues, and then you got the purple in there and stuff like that. Some orange, brown. No idea if the camera's going to pick that up to the fullest ability, but that was a pretty cool wrap on there. So we're kind of reaching back into this lot here.
Duct tape headlight mod.
Hey, if it works, I guess. It's on a VV too. I mean, it's a pretty brand new car that somebody just leased. Got a wide body kit on this stubber X here that's orange. They have two different color racing seats inside there. That's referred to me. Of course, I didn't see the other racing seats in there. I was like, why did we get on the passenger side? Got a nice E30 right here, 4-door E30. Next to it is E36 with E46. 325 wheels. And then E46 next to it. Nice stance on that. And then a 7 Series. That looks like a 740.
Are you guys heading out? You guys heading out?
Yeah. So these are cool. Oh boy, got pulled over for puddle jumping. They got those taillights on the VBs again. You're starting to see more and more of them showing up. I have to say, one of the first people I saw do that was in our group, and that is Carla's car, which you guys have seen on my channel many times, and I actually saw it in the rollout and stuff earlier. Alright, so that's pretty much it on this side. Alright, so I found something cool. Another Toyota. We got an AW11 MR2. We're going to check out now. Stock wheels. This actually looks pretty clean. I mean, there's some rust here and there, a little bit of paint flaking, but I mean, it's probably like 186. A little bit of this stick. It's nicely done. wheels on the supercharged models. So that's pretty cool. It's a GR4 Corolla right there. Shout out to the 3-cylinder owners. So pretty cool Outback Sport as I roll my ankle on rocks. And then next to the Outback Sport, I saw a pretty cool third gen Lynx. You know, check that out. All right, I know who this person is that owns that. I've actually talked to him before. Super, super clean. Yeah, we were on our way to a clean culture meet and I spent like an hour talking to the owner of this car. Super, super cool. And then let's look at this non-turbo legacy wagon over here with the STI BBSs on it.
Outback Sport, no rust.
No rust. Really? Actually, yeah, this looks pretty clean. And it's a Connecticut car, so they must not ever take it out of it. Stanford. It's definitely a Connecticut car. Alrighty. That'd be an EJ Civic. Don't see too many of those anymore. It's got the soft blades or the swirlies as they call them from the DSR Tigers. But I think we'll do one other car and then we'll probably call it square here. So there's an 05 Legacy with some deep ditch wheels on it. The ones in the back look pretty dirty, but otherwise it's pretty cool. Big wang on the back. Some more Volkswagen action. Alright, I guess we'll start heading back now. So we got right here, for starters, we have a 07, I want to say, STI, a WRX actually. I don't think this is an STI.
Yeah, it's a WX.
It has the STI.
Well, yeah.
Making me think that. That is a 6-speed in there. It is an STI. Wow. I was actually thinking it was a WRX with an STI wing, and then I saw the brakes.
The side skirts are WX.
Yes, actually they are. So that's pretty cool. And then
Well,
we got
hold it.
GR86 here.
It doesn't have the roof vane,
Right.
so who knows?
Could have been swapped.
Jury's out.
I'm thinking it was probably a lot of stuff swapped over. They might have had an STI laying around that was, you know, crashed or something like that. I'm not really sure. If the owner of this is watching, I'd like to know. It came all the way from New Hampshire, so that's a long drive too. So, for those that don't know, this is taking place in Stafford Springs, Connecticut, some 3 hours away from where I live, down in New York. Goes for the vehicle over there. At least it's got the flag for it. Go this way. I kind of want to see that Bucky STI there. Something about a black WRX or STI with gold wheels. I must have a bias to that. I don't know why. You know what? I don't know why. So actually, this is a good spot that when we come through here, you're gonna get a vantage point of kind of like the lot and the vendors and stuff like that. Is that STI? There we go. guys, check this out. Look at it, it just goes on for like a solid mile and a half or more. Yeah, see, they file them this way. Usually they file the cars that way. So, it's pretty interesting the way they did it this year. Hand this back to you, Nick. Keep on keeping on. Kind of scoping out the rows as I'm walking through here. Got some Baja action. Raised Subaru Legacy right here. Gotta check out them Bajas though. Probably annoying everybody by continuously doing that Hank Hill quote. Over there, see it? Got second gen right here. Yep, that's the second gen. A little bit of Grace's benefit here. Go and check this one out. Oh, we got a Toyota Camry. Sorry, I had to throw that in there. No disrespect to people who find reliable cars and whatnot. I like the taillights on this VB if you want to swing it to your left. That one there right next to that Slam Forester. Oh, semi-slam. Stance. Could use a little more tire poke on it, but I dig it. I like it. I like this tail lights. Actually, those are similar to the ones that Carly in our group has. Nice fat stance on that. We like a fat stance. Put any other word you want in that statement. Yeah. We got a Mark 5 right here. Shout out to the Mark 5 owner with the wiper delete. Hey, hang with that for 1 second. Grab a couple. Gotta go around speed bumps. Yeah, stance. What happens if you go over speed bumps? You'll probably scrape something underneath, but luckily these cars here you don't have to worry about scraping like oil. They'll get more or less like a subframe or something like that. Maybe nothing too catastrophic, but yeah, no, one of my cars is pretty close to the ground and I do alright with it. What do they call that stuff? Stance. Stance? Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically all they're doing is they're doing a lot of negative camber on the wheels to get them to tilt out that way, so this way they put them in the better. On the highway like that? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, probably not going to get New York highways and stuff, you know what I mean? But, well, the other ones, yeah, obviously they're not really like downstate, but they don't get a lot of snow, they don't have to worry about plows tearing up their highways and stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Alright, have a good one. It's actually really cool inside here. Nice. The chandelier and everything. Blue car from Connecticut over here. Yeah, I see the Blue Forest. I'm gonna go to that in 1 second. Let me just get this guy here. See a sandbar in the distance. We're gonna go check that out. It's got some GDs that we're gonna quick pass by. Shout out to the GD owners. I myself am one, for those that don't know. This is actually a Mitsubishi. And an Infinity Q60 right behind it. I don't know why, but I really like those cars. I like Infinity. But yeah. Keep on moving through here. Ozzy over here. Trying to see if I can find some other cars with newer plates on them and stuff like that. We got some good stuff going on. 350Z, or no, 370Z. But you do see a lot of non-Subarus here as well and stuff like that. Actually, I myself came in my wife's Mazda, so pretty sure I'll have the WRX ready for next year though, so that'll be showing up again. But pretty cool stuff here and there that we're seeing. So again, one of these things I'm doing is while I'm scoping the back lot is I'm looking for things that are kind of more rare to find and stuff like that, or just, you know, some really nice cars that maybe the same thing everybody else has, but you know, they did theirs up nice. They didn't think it was good enough to have in the show, so they just park out here in the back lot. And some cool graphics and stuff. Seeing a lot of the orange ones. Got a raised 2013. Chilling, man. If I'm not mistaken, there's that white Volvo that's over there. I'm pretty sure he's like straight pipe or something like that. Like that Baja. Goes on. Yeah, if that was the Volvo that went past Subi Mods yesterday, that thing was loud as hell. It sounded awful. It is the same guy. Looks like it. That's BRZ here at the Big Lang. But what I'm going over towards right now is the Bucky WRX. Nice purple color going on. Keep the license plate bracket thing. Some pretty cool cars out here. I'm really liking this one. It's got a nice stance on it and everything. It's got the STI little over fender pieces. What the hell you call it? It's just an over fender, right? Really clear tails on it. Big ass diffuser. The matching pulley cap looks good on it though. I see an R32 Skyline. Let's go check that out. It's a Skyline on a Subaru meet. Not sure if it's a GTR or not. I don't think it is. Looks like it's probably a GTST or something like that. Which honestly, I would take a GTST in a heartbeat. I like this in rear wheel drive turbo back. Alright, so this is pretty cool. Looks like it's got some work wheels on it. Might be right. That's pretty sick. So these you don't generally see. We never got these here in this country, so it's super cool to find. Like I said, it is stick. Wing, it's got the badging, it's got all that, so I'm saying it is a GTR, but I mean, anybody can swap a lot of that stuff over. It could be a GTST, but I'm thinking it's a legit GTR. It looks like it's got the interior components kind of look like it too. Got the seats and everything, but the Type M did have the GTR seats in it, as far as I know. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody in the comment section. But this is nice to see. I'm liking this. Alright, so we'll move a little bit forward there. Stand support. Actually, that's one of our club members right there. That's Larry's car. Let's take a walk by it. He's been able to put his bumper on since he got torn off coming back from Boxer Fest last year. That was interesting. Something about recent Subaru car meets and hitting flood zones. It's been a common occurrence the past 2 shows. Today not so much. Today's been beautiful, but yesterday this whole area was flooded out. So there's Larry's car, aka the Dragon. A couple other people over here. I think that's what it was, maybe. I thought that was Rob's car. Oh, check out this Volvo wagon over here. B70. It's a B70R. Okay. That's got the big boy turbo on it stock. Check out this STI coming through. Pretty nice. C-Bond carbon fiber on it. Alright, let's check out this B70R now. It is thick. So these are really cool cars. Carbon fiber lip on the front of that. Right next to it we got a year 86. We got a 50th anniversary on the left of that. Anniversary blue, or heritage blue as they call it. And what's cool is, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it through the glare, but there is a 50th anniversary logo above the Recaro logo on the seats. 6-speed manual, and that's how it should be. The Lord intended it. Gray VRZ over here that's decently lowered. Trying to avoid using the word stance when there's not like excessive camber and stuff like that. But technically this is a stance. It's pretty loaded ground.
Launch edition.
Is that a launch edition? It's got the wheels, that's for sure.
Yep.
So this is actually pretty cool. So in 2015 when they had these STIs come out, they had the launch edition one where you get the blue and the gold. Those are real BBSs on there. So that's actually cool. I was walking past this guy. Second gen Legacy. Looks like we got some of the exhaust competition cars pulling up now. And now we find ourselves back in front of Larry's car again. So this guy I actually talked to last night over at Dave & Buster's, and they came all the way from Pennsylvania for this. Super cool people. Really did a lot of stuff under the hood of this. Just kind of a shame that this one wasn't in the show, because underneath is really done up with those like teal colors, or Tiffany blue if you want to call it that. But yeah, it's really nicely done. Just everything, the color scheme and stuff like that with that silver. I feel like this silver is very, what's the word I look for? It's very like formable. Like you can throw different colors out. You can do an orange with it. You can do something off the wall like pink and stuff like that, and it just meshes nicely. So, keep on going. Keep on keeping on.
Is that a factory kit, the pink shit?
Yes, that is the factory pink STI, or tuned by STI, I guess. Cherry blossom red, as they call it. Lip kit. You can get that from the factory, and actually, I'd rock a pink see over the tops of most of the cars to see what else is going on in the lot here. The disadvantage to it is that I cannot fit properly in a Miata. My knee gets stuck between the steering wheel and the door. Some other small two-seaters as well. However, I fit perfectly in my RX-7, so.
It says turbo on this. Is it a GT?
Maybe. Could be an impressive GT. Turbo. Yeah, it's got a GT badge on it. Okay. I mean, you don't really see the GTs too much. So basically, what they did is they made it a 2.5 turbo version, which was kind of like the WRX engine, but they weren't making automatic WRXs at the time. So they gave us the GT model. It was like 09-ish, 08, 09, something like that. When that generation first launched, and so that you could get one in automatic for those that either preferred or couldn't drive stick, whatever. And they didn't make that many of them because people that wanted a WRX were going to go for stick. Naturally, they're going to go for manual, you know. So, actually, it's a really nice stance on that. Again, I'm using that word, and people are going to get mad at me in the comments. Oh, stance. All right, well, lowered, slightly cambered. I do like that silver though. I think it pops. I rock with the silver. Put white on white for this here. Mark 4 Golf next to it. Kind of chilling. Trying to blend it. Crazy green wrap with their own cones over it. WRX is about to leave. Straight on ahead, it looks like he has Marina Blue M4, I want to say. Might be an M3. Be able to tell as soon as I see how many doors there are. It looks like an M4 bumper. I mean, they are pretty similar to M3, M4, the front bumpers on those F80, F82 bodies. We got another Mark 7.5 GTI over there. We're invading. It's an M4, yep, so that's the coupe. And next to it, we got ourselves a nice, it looks like Galaxy Blue. It might be Lapis though, because Lapis was the 3-stage paint, Galaxy Blue was the 2-stage. The Galaxy Blue tends to look a little darker than Subaru's Lapis Blue, not to be confused with Volkswagen's Lapis Blue from the Golf R's. But I love it, that color blue with the white wheels. But then again, I'm a fan of white wheels, which means I'm a glutton for punishment in another department because they never stay clean. Case in point for this person with their white wheels on their WRX, and then we got white wheels on this blaze yellow WRX. Nissan 400Z over here. GR86 right over here, and 3-spoke wheels on it. I do think that the 3-spoke wheels are very eccentric looking. They're different. You don't see too many people doing that, so I do tend to like that. Also, it's got the duckbill, or the ducktail rather, riser. I do see a Sonic yellow WRX off in the distance. It looks like a wagon. Yep, it is a wagon. So for those that remember like the old Naziok form, there was one that was really famous that was from, I think, Arizona, Nick? Maybe? That went by their license plate was also their Naziok username, and it was Low Bus.
That was.
Anytime I see that, it always
Was it a yellow bus?
There was one that was Little Bus.
Little bus? Oh.
Yeah. There might have been a yellow bus as well, but the one I'm talking about was Little Bus, and it had the Volk racing wheels on it in bronze. We're gonna go take a look at that. Actually, Turbo Legacy right here. You don't see too many of these, at least not where we live.
I know, but you're still fucking up your tires. It's alright, it's not his only car. Probably not. But he did say that was his name, so.
So these are pretty cool. The Sonic Yellow is for sale. for sale sign. Actually, we're going to divert from that Sonic Yellow for 1 second if you'll indulge me. Spotted another one of our club members. Shout out Johnny. With his white wheels, deep dish. His ST or WX. His exhaust is probably compatible to mine in volume. It's definitely one of the louder ones in the group. He's been slowly doing some things on there. He's still got the weight on the spoiler, the roof, and the hood scoop to kind of make things pop. And now I think he's got on the mirror covers as well. He may have had that from last year, I don't know. Pretty sure he did. But that there is like just a popping point when he's got the 845 Subi. Stickers on the spoiler there, it's a perfect placement. Shout out Johnny for always having an awesome car. His brother's Keith, his WX is around here somewhere, the white on white. With the aggressive tire width. STI wheels on it.
Yeah, it's actually a trailer.
Wow, can they park any closer? These are super cool cars. Now, I've said this before in my videos, but Sonic Yellow was only made for 03, Blaze Yellow was only made for 02, just like Java Black on my WX was only made for 04. Super like throwing these little tweaks to their colors and stuff like that to give somebody like a special edition each year. They were pretty creative with that stuff, not that they're not now, but they are pretty creative with everything they're doing. You know, you got that like the Heritage Blue and the Gray Series Blue, also known as Blue Gray Khaki, which is actually the name for it. You know, all that stuff like that. So they're still doing it. Even like I said, the Wilderness Blue and stuff like that, which I don't remember the name of off the top of my head, so my bad. But alright, we definitely scoped out a decent amount of this lot over her. So I guess we'll move on to down that way a little bit more. See what we see. So this pretty much concludes our backlot bonus. So stay tuned for more. We're going to be checking out some more stuff when we head back over. Anything that we might have missed. I'm pretty sure we missed out on the exhaust competition, but you know, it is what it is. I can't possibly cover every single thing doing it like a one-person cruise. Luckily, I had Nick helping me out filming while I'm sitting here BSing these. But with that being said, yeah, this will conclude our backlot bonus for now. We saw some pretty cool stuff out here today. And let's just get back over to the event now. Alright guys, that is pretty much it. We are on our way back now for the arduous journey ahead. So this was Wicked Big Meat 2025. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe, and turn on the bell for all the post notifications so you can stay up to date with everything TwistedColormedia is doing. And also, if you haven't already, like and subscribe 845 Subi, and check out our channel on there as well. And till next time, we'll see you around. Later.